What's up, everybody? Big Cop Diesel coming at you, and today I wanted to do a short video to talk a little bit about the current situation in the country right now. And I got to tell you guys, I'm getting a little bit concerned. I wanted to wait, and kind of see what's going on. I know a bunch of people have been making these videos for months, probably even better part of 2 years. But I felt the need that I need to at least speak my piece on it, give my 2 cents, and if my 2 cents helps you, great. If you don't want to hear what I have to say, or you think I'm full of shit, then, just delete it, stop listening to it, whatever you want to do. But anyways, so I wanted to kind of talk about the current situation. The current situation I'm talking about is the state of our country right now. We are absolutely headed for an economic downturn. This thing is a domino effect, right? We had COVID, and then we had the lockdowns that created the worker shortage. Now we're dealing with the mandates on the heel of that, which is going to create even more of a shortage. Our supply chain is already starting to have issues, and whether that's man-made or just a natural occurrence or a natural result of everything that's happened really doesn't matter. What matters is that we're starting to have issues, and we're also starting to have issues with our public services, police, doctors, nurses, transportation, pilots, truck drivers are all standing up against the unlawful mandates on this whole vaccine thing. Oh, can I say vaccine? You know what I'm saying, the jab. And this is all snowballing, and it is going to start to affect each and every one of us if it hasn't already. The news is talking about Christmas and this and that. I got to tell you, if things keep going the way they're going, Christmas presents are going to be the least of our problems and the least of our worries, because there's going to be a whole lot of other bad things that are coming down the pipe with this. So to that end, I want to talk with you about preparing, okay? I am not an established prepper is the term. I'm new to it, but I've started. I got a small little cache of food there, very small, but I am going tomorrow. I'm going to stock up. As you all know, the prices are going up on everything. So whether you consider yourself a prepper, or whether you feel like you need enough stuff, for 3 months, 6 months, or whatever, go buy it now, because the price is continually going up. So I would highly encourage you to go out and get things that you need. There's a bunch of videos out there by a bunch of other YouTube people who are preppers, have been doing it a long time. Just go to YouTube and type in prepper, and there's a bunch of guys out there. There's Angry Prepper, who's out of New York City. I believe he's a firefighter. I just started following him. There's City Prepping. There is, there's just a bunch. Just type in and you'll see. Obviously, with everything, there's 2 ends of the spectrum, right? You got some people that'll kind of give you the bare minimum, say, hey, at least have these couple of things so that you don't get caught with your pants down if something happens. And then you got the people that go the whole, they got these massive, stores of food and all this kind of stuff. And like with anything, you have to determine what's best for you. One of the things you got to think about with what's going on right now is, first, try to save as much money as you can. Maybe don't go out to eat as much. Maybe cut back on, just things that you don't really need. Because you never know what'll happen economically. And the last thing you need to worry about is, getting kicked out of your place, or, losing your car, or, not being able to put food on the table, that kind of stuff. So any money that you can, start setting that aside as emergency fund. Now, one thing you definitely want to do is you want to make sure that you have cash. Most people don't use cash. Well, I shouldn't say most. A lot of people are not using cash anymore. We've gotten used to using our Apple Watches and our phones to tap, pay, all this kind of stuff. Or, when you're online, you're just paying for things with the click of a button. But I want you to think about Afghanistan and remember when the Afghanis knew that the Taliban was knocking on their door. You saw the long lines at the banks. People were trying to get their money out and they couldn't get their money out because even initially, if the bank was giving out cash, they just simply ran out of cash. So even when they wanted to give cash to their customers, they just didn't have it. So you definitely want to have cash on hand. So the worst case scenario, if all we're dealing with is, maybe some power outages or something like that, you got some money that you can buy things with, because obviously if there's no power, you're not going to be able to do these transactions using a card. So you want to have some cash. Obviously cash is a good thing to use if you need to bribe people. Another thing, you want to make sure you have, at least for the guys out there, is an expensive watch. And I'm not talking about this Apple Watch because it would be no good if the power went down, but have you a nice watch and some cash because you can use that stuff to barter with, okay? Stockpile food, I've already mentioned that. Go to Costco, go to Walmart, wherever, the farmer's market, whatever. Just get you some food. Obviously, non-perishable canned food would be at the top of the list. There are a lot of preppers who talk about dehydrating food and show you how to do that, and also pickling food, storing food, preparing food to be stored. I don't know how to do any of that shit, so I'm just gonna go buy a bunch of canned food and a bunch of tuna packets, bag of rice. I can boil rice, that kind of stuff. I can do all day long. But if you are skilled and you know how to do all that other stuff, then by all means, do that. Let's see, security, right? So if you don't have a firearm, get a firearm. Do you need 20 firearms? No. Unless you have 20 people that you trust with your life and your family's life that are going to help hold down your property, then okay. But at any rate, get yourself a firearm and then get proficient with it. Go out to a range, a farm, a quarry, an indoor range, an outdoor range, and get comfortable using a firearm. If you're not, get training. If you have the ability to pay for training, do that now while you can, because if there is another lockdown for any reason, then obviously that in-person training experience is going to be limited unless you know someone that's proficient with a firearm. So if you don't have a firearm, get one. If you have one and haven't trained with it, start training with it. And for those of you that are needing to buy one, go buy one and then pay for some training as well. You have to decide if you're going to bug in or bug out. Bug in means you're going to hole up at your place, whether it's an apartment, a house, a farm. If you decide that you're going to bug in, that means you're staying put, you're not going anywhere. You got a plan for that. Do you have enough food? Do you have enough security, to help secure that location so that people, so that you can sleep in peace and not worry about somebody coming in and taking your stuff. Next is bugging out. So bugging out is the opposite. Do you know right now that if there was a disaster, are you going to go somewhere else? Is that a friend's house, a family member's house? And then where are these people located? Are they an hour away? Are they 2 hours away? Are they halfway across the country? And then how are you going to get there? As you can imagine in any disaster movie, you see the shot of the city and the highways leaving the city are jam-packed with cars, and the highways going into the city are wide open. So, why wouldn't the people just jump on the other lane and head out anyway? But anyways, you get the idea. So how are you going to get there? You're going to take the highways, you're going to take surface streets in the city, you're going to take the back roads. And remember, everybody's going to be thinking the same way you are. A lot of people here in Michigan they talk about going up north. Every person that I talk to, not every, but a lot of people I talk to are talking about they're going to go up north. Well, everybody else is thinking the same thing, so that's going to create a logistics issue. How are you going to get there? A trip 2.5 hours up north that would normally take you 2.5 hours is going to take you a lot longer than that. And then is it a direct route? Are you going to have to detour? Are the roads going to be blocked? Are they going to be blocked due to a natural disaster? Or are they going to be blocked because the government decided they wanted to block them? So how are you going to get there, right? The other thing I would talk about real quick is petty differences with neighbors and coworkers and all that. This is not the time to be holding grudges and fighting with people about stupid stuff, especially on the internet. People get into these spats about something that somebody said on the internet. Because I got to tell you, if things get as bad as it looks like it's going to be, that's going to be the last thing on your mind. You're going to find that you're probably going to need to call a truce with somebody that right now you think you hate or right now you can't stand. But life has a funny way of bringing people together in a situation that they might not normally have been in. So, just try not to walk around with a grudge against somebody, especially if it's over something stupid, because we're going to need to really band together to get through this thing. And I hope that this thing, whatever this thing is short-lived. I'd love to be able to wake up tomorrow and realize that this was all just a bad dream. But that simply isn't reality, so this thing may last another couple months. It may last, another couple years. And what's going to determine what's going to fix it? Is it going to be the next presidential election, or is it going to be something that happens prior to that, where somebody wakes up in DC and says, oh, we're really screwing things up, we need to fix it? I mean, who knows? Nobody knows what the answer is. But concentrate on you and your family, being prepared for the worst, hoping for the best, but start putting some money aside. Start getting, go to the grocery store, buy a couple extra cans of beans and some rice, whatever. And then, like I said, get out there and search preppers or prepping. There's just a ton of information. I'm brand new to it. I am not an authority on this in any stretch of the imagination. I just know what I'm going to do and the preparations I'm going to make based on my past experience. I have experienced living in austere conditions, places with no running water, places with, being out in the middle of nowhere, and you have to have everything with you. So I know that I will survive. I know what I'm going to do. Have I had to survive in a grid down or shit hits the fan situation? No. But I've been pretty darn close. So I know what I'm going to do. Can I learn more? Absolutely. I'm always watching videos on the stuff that I just told you about. So anyways, I encourage you guys, just start thinking ahead, start prepping, start planning, start thinking of what you're going to do, if the police department completely folds in your city, because nobody's coming to help you. You're going to have to be your own police, right? So think about that stuff, and I will talk to you guys soon. I'm going to be doing some more videos, more security related videos as it pertains to what's going on now. I'm going to start doing videos on how to move in an area that could be hostile from point A to point B, and how to secure your surroundings and how to be aware of your surroundings. So these things are going to be coming soon. Please be on the lookout for them. Like and share this video. Please give me some comments below, what you liked, what you hate, anything you think that I should have talked about that I didn't touch on, or if you just think I'm crazy. But for now, stay safe, everybody. See you soon.